Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Psych, your one-stop shop for all things Bonds related. And with that lot in the house, we might be here for a while. Tonight, I'm joined by a man who's just taken a much-needed holiday. Ooh, get that.
Oh, a holiday?
A holiday.
How fancy his showbiz, he went away.
He went away. Hopefully he's recovered from that Callum-induced rage. It's Ian Lee. Be nice this series. I'm watching you this series, Ian. Now, I'm feeling spurred on to introduce my first guest. It's Judy James. Also with us tonight, if Ian is the punch, then this lady is certainly his Judy. It's Dr. Funky. And finally, if it wouldn't be Saturday night without that funky feeling. It's Dr. Pam Spear. Confused? I am too. So the house is looking in much better shape after its revamp. Would you agree? Yeah. Of course it is. But this is Bit on the Psych. We want to know what it all means. So I went in there with Judy before the housemates entered to suss it out.
This is very Sunset Boulevard, isn't it, this one?
And the red carpet.
The red carpet. I mean, how much more regal could you get?
I mean
this says almost Z-list, doesn't it? Maybe a little bit higher than that.
The kitchen as a whole looks that little bit nicer.
Yeah, but still maternal power.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. You see, what you haven't got is the usual lozenge-shaped table, which is very alpha. Because you've got a round table, you've got a very even hierarchy here. There's no top seat to take. Now that should be quite frustrating for some of them. The ones that want to throw their weight around, the ones that want to look like the bigger star, the one that even wants to be dominant and alpha in the house. There's no leader on this table.
OK, so to the living area.
That lighting is crazy. It's like little needles sticking into your eyes. And even though you're looking down here and maybe not noticing it, it's constantly at that part of your brain.
This is essentially a white room. They might as well have padding.
It's all like, we're a bit special, we've been chosen because we're special celebrities. I think they'll be flattered by that.
OK, wow. OK, so it has changed a little bit. It was red leather, wasn't it? And brass pipes. They pinkified it.
It looks a bit dangerous to sit on, doesn't it? Like an electric chair. It's kind of, look, we're perching. It's sort of uninviting. It's this diminishes your status, funnily enough. So if you're here, it's as though you've got to confess rather than spread out and do the big celebrity. I mean, this is their haven. This is where they come to do their real thoughts. And it's quite... I'd feel quite intimidated by this chair.
Let's go. Oh, wow. Ooh, a little change.
Ooh.
So the smoking area, what can you tell me about this?
This is probably one of the most important areas psychologically. It's the hub of the house. It's where all the naughty people go. In celebrity houses before, there's been much more of the seats have gone round so they can have a proper natter. But here you don't get the same effect. So that might just mean that they don't do as much plotting as they normally do.
Here we go. They've got a gym.
Yee.
No excuses.
Oh, this is nicely alpha, isn't it?
It is, but there's an element of pink.
Yeah, very much in touch with the feminine side.
Formerly the safe house, now the bathroom.
And it's not just that you're sharing the space with the person in the next tub. You've kind of got chairs over there that look as though people are going to be watching you have the bath. And however good you look lying here naked, you've then got to clamber out. That's not going to be a good look, really. I mean, for you, not for me, obviously. It's like...
Oh, my word, what a transformation. It's amazing.
This has got to be the power bed. I mean, you've got a nice double bed. It's quite isolated from the rest of them. You've got first dibs on the beauty par first thing in the morning. This looks like where Alpha Bloke might actually want to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though it's closest to the hairdryer and the mirror.
You know what they're like? They use that stuff more than the girls these days, don't they? Hair straighteners and everything. Although it's still technically a dormitory, it has got much more of a feeling of individual respect of space, I think, which is quite important. But obviously it depends who is abusing that, you know, who's taking a double bed when they don't need to and things like that. But very calming colours, grown-up colours.
Which bed would you go for?
I would go for the one next to the toilet.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
It'd be smelly if someone has a poo.
I never thought of that. You see, that's why I should never be in here, because I would never have thought of that.
We were great. We were just so great. So, as the new housemates are just settling into their new home, let's talk first impressions, starting with Charlotte. Sophie said that she thinks there is more to her than meets the eye. Dr. Pam, is there?
First bit of wisdom from Sophie. Yeah, definitely. She's a complex character, and I'm beginning to call this the Dexter effect. We like to see people with an interesting, conflicting mix of personality traits. Charlotte, would be high on sort of infantile attention-seeking. She'd be high on impulsivity, but she's also demonstrated kindness. She really was upset about Ron, was one of the first to go up to him with Mario. And so we've got this interesting mix that's going to keep us wanting to watch her.
Oh, intriguing. I'm already intrigued. Now, on to Mario. He has a very lavish reputation. Judy, do you buy it?
No, I didn't. I mean, he's a cartoon character, really, isn't he? I mean, obviously he gets up to naughties on the side, but, I mean, this thing about I'm the bad boy, did you see the way that the minute he got booed, he started off all oversplayed, you know, hands in pockets, very Freudian, and then the minute he got booed, he gradually was, by the time he got to Emma, he was like a little boy. He was doing this funny pursy thing with his mouth. He stood there with his little tummy sticking out, and I thought, he wants his mum right now, and that's when he said, I'm really a mummy's boy. So I think there's quite a childlike side to Mario.
A softer
but
side
he's
to
smart.
Mario.
He's smarter than I thought he was going to be, I have to say.
Yeah, same here. I found out he was a tailor tonight. I was like, OMG.
Boy, do you have to be smart to be a tailor?
Hey, it's a skill. Now, Sophie, she is no stranger to the reality show arena. Dr. Funky, do you think this will... How do you think she'll play it?
Well, I mean, she's a reality guru. She's been on so many reality shows. How is she going to play it this time? This time she's got a backstory. She's recovered from drug addiction. She talks about her OCD quite a bit, and I'm wondering if that's her coping skills right now and helping us to understand her more. But I was a bit concerned when she was saying she put up Courtney for eviction, but then I see she's changing and showing a different side. So I think she'll do okay, but I don't see her in the final.
Why are you concerned that she put Courtney up?
Because I was thinking, why did she... Yeah, but I was thinking, why did she put Courtney up? I mean, she's used to people screeching and saying she wouldn't get on with her. I was thinking, is she afraid of the threat?
Maybe she thinks of the threat.
But she switched again, so she's got the benefit of the doubt now.
Carol McGiffin, who I genuinely think is... Have you ever met her?
I've met them all before.
She is brilliant. I think she's one of the most underrated presenters in this country. I think she's brilliant. Yeah. What do you make of her in the house so far, Dr. Pam? Are you impressed?
Well, I've met Carol a few times on Loose Women, and she is smart, she's savvy, and the minute she gets a few drinks in her, that's when she gets the motor mouth.
She's a massive boozer, yes. No,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying then she, lets it all out. Interesting, though, when she first went in the house, she had a lot of analysis she was doing. Yes. She was actually looking for potential threat. She was looking for potential friendliness, and also she did immediately a power play with Charlotte. After Ron got nommed, she was straight in there with, Charlotte is a game show, telling Charlotte how Charlotte should feel and saying the subtext, I'm more powerful than you, Charlotte. So establishing a bit of a power base for herself.
Louis is I'm exhausted just watching him. For God's sakes, man, I don't want to see your bum again being wiggled. Dr. Funky, do you think you can keep this energy up?
I think with Louis, we're used to seeing him on Pineapple Studios, and a lot of us loved him. But the difference is you're on Celebrity Big Brother, you're being watched 24 hours, there's no cut, it's a real reality show. I think we're seeing a very energised Louis. I think there's another side to Louis that can put him in danger. What we're seeing right now, we love, but what will we see when dynamics start to kind of get into play? I think we might see a different character.
He will be like that for the whole 3-4 weeks. He will be like that for the whole time. No, not
Ian, he's going to burn out.
I think he's going to burn out as well. I'm with you, Funky, I'm with you. Now, next, let's talk about Ron. Here he is making his first impression on Mario.
Whereabouts are you from, then?
Essex.
Oh, of course, yeah.
What was your answer?
What an obvious thing, yeah.
What about you?
I live in the Midlands now, yeah.
This is so surreal.
That was a good show for you, wasn't it? Tell you what, we were down in Marbella God knows, probably the end of May, was it?
Yeah, so we was there, yeah.
And we went to that...
So, Judy, what was going on there?
Ron's a Jurassic Alpha, you know, old school, and he's got that old school alpha charisma about him. Now, it's interesting to see how he sacks Mario in. I have to say, by the way, I've never seen anybody look quite as bored as Ron in that house. But when he was with Mario, he kind of confides in him. He turns him around so their backs are turned on the house, and that would have been very flattering to Mario.
Right.
And the effect of that afterwards, he starts to mirror him, so Ron scratches his head and Mario puts his hand up to his head as well. And that shows his leadership power. When you get people to mimic your body language, that means that you're in control, you're leading.
Do you think they're going to be comfortable within each other's company?
Yeah, I think that it's changed since the nomination, but it almost went quite father and son at that point. But the dynamic has changed.
Oh,
to lovers.
Ree and the housemates perhaps know the least about Danielle. Dr. Funke, can she use that to her advantage?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've never heard of Dublin's Housewives, but
me neither.
I know about it now, so she's done a good job in a sense of putting it into our minds. Yeah. But I think, how is she going to play it? What I've seen with Danielle is she's taken the back seat, and that's actually a good position to take sometimes, particularly at the beginning of the series. And she's just watching who she can link with. Initially, I saw her be quite irritated by Courtney and Charlotte when they were on the bed, when they first got their beds. But later on, she formed alliances with Courtney, and that's showing me that she's looking how she can link in with certain individuals. And that's a good game plan.
On to Abs, who seems like a nice enough lad. He's held himself apart from the group a bit on the first night. Judy, what do you make of that behaviour in him so far?
He's got interesting body language. Well, it's not really interesting, it is for me. He was like that with Five. He always sort of kept himself separate. He never used the same body language as the rest of the band. And he's doing it in here, I think, a bit of a power display, because when people were arriving, he didn't do what's called an act of inconvenience, which is where you get up, you move towards new guests, you greet them. He just sat there behind the bar, and what that meant was he actually called them over, so he was picking them off one, and they had to come and walk to him, and I think that kind of put him on top power-wise.
Do we know what part of America he's from? Has that been established yet? It sounds like the Bronx. One of my favourites is, and it's because I'm of a certain age, Screech. I'm a big fan from Saved by the Bell and Saved by the Bell, the college years. He took a bit of a back seat, Dr. Pam. What do you make of Screech, Dustin?
Okay, Dustin is a chess player. He's a smart guy. He's going to be playing a good game. Already I've seen him. He's very good at analysing other people's behaviour. He's very good at showing that he's interested, but when he's not. He was with Abs, and Abs was talking about, like, his meditation and that sort of thing. And you could see Dustin literally kind of mentally switch off and start thinking about other things that were going on around them without letting Abs know. Abs just kept going. So he's going to be very savvy at sussing out other housemates, and I think he'll be good at avoiding conflict. And quite frankly, I think that Screech, that belongs to, Courtney. She's the Screecher. She should be called Screech.
She's the Screecher. Now, we've heard Lauren say that she's had to develop a tough skin. Dr. Funke, will this help her?
Well, let's look at Lauren. At the age of 5, she started doing antiques. In 1988, she went on Terry Wogan's show. In 1997, she decided to change her name to be a woman. And in 2001, she had the sex change. She's been through a lot. So I think what Lauren is showing us is that I've had to put on tough skin, but I still see that vulnerability. She hasn't really positioned herself well in the house. She kind of switches off. That could go against her. She's already said that she doesn't like Carol. For what reason, I don't know. But I think she's trying to suss herself, and I think she's showing that she's not very comfortable in the house.
All right. Now, moving on to Courtney. Judy, what did you make of her entrance?
I mean, Courtney's only 18, don't forget.
Yeah.
I stand up for Courtney. I feel a bit sorry for her, actually. She was very good at her ingratiation techniques. When she met Vicky, who she didn't know, number one, when she met her, she used some very flattering eye contact. She didn't look all over the place. She flattered her verbally. She said, "Oh, aren't you beautiful?" which was really nice. But then she did this very, I hate to say it, American thing. It's a presidential greeting, which is where you hug somebody or kiss them, but you use distracted eyes. So she was actually looking at Bruce at the same time. Now, I think in this country we see that as a bit of a rejection. It's a bit like somebody kissing you and looking over there. So it had a cold core to it. It was friendly, it was very polite, but it had a cold core to it.
She was multitasking.
You mentioned Bruce. Vicky and Bruce have gone in together, but they count as two separate housemates. Pam, that's got to be an advantage, hasn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely going to be an advantage, because even if they bicker, they're like an old married couple bickering, so it's not going to be an issue for them. Vicky immediately went in, took on house mum role a bit too quickly.
Yes.
I mean, it was great when she was dishing out the champagne to everybody, but when she, you know, ticked off Charlotte, etc., telling her, you know, she's had too much.
Well, it's like being told off by Jimmy Cranky, isn't it? No one wants that. You're too young. You're too young. Very big.
Bruce is the opposite to her, because Bruce was so laid back until he got annoyed about the cake. But, you know, I think they're going to give each other a lot of support when they need it.
Yeah,
he did get annoyed about the cake, but he should have just used this. It saved him the job of cutting the cake. Still to come, we'll be chatting about the cult of Celebrity Twist, plus we're in the phone room taking your calls.
Don't go anywhere or I will die.
Oh, you won't.
Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Psych.
Hi, I'm broadcaster and philanthropist Adria Doodoo. When you lead a busy life like I do, you don't have time for any yeast-based complications. That's why I use Itch and Stop. Because we're classy, not rashy. Moving swiftly on.
My vagina is completely smooth now, thank you.
It was anyway. Now let's carry on with the Psych Show with a little more chat about the twist. Dr. Pam, how are you enjoying Cult of Celebrity?
Well, I'm loving the effect it's having on the housemates without them even knowing they're being affected by it. Because when you enter the house, it's an extremely anxiety-provoking situation. And what the housemates crave is control. How do they control? Well, one of the first ways is by having to nominate. They get to kind of get some of their anxiety out by nominating people they want to get rid of. Instead, that's been taken away, so what a shock for them when suddenly the viewers are supposedly voting, you know, for people. And we're going to see a lot of performance behaviour now, because they're going to think the viewers are going to choose the next person and the next person. I better perform to camera. Of course, we had, you know, Charlotte drawing on the walls and Charlotte smashing the cake, and that sort of behaviour is going to draw the cameras to you so that you know you get your camera time.
Well, it's a winning combination. She's doing it. The camera's on her all the way. Now, what did you make of Big Brother choosing Louis,
Sophie and Lauren?
Louis, Sophie and Lauren for the cult?
I mean, I have to say, you know, you've got good housemates when Louis looks like the sensible, quiet one, don't you? Really? That's how it's looking. I mean, I don't think it's anything that they weren't a good choice. It's just that the others are so fascinating. I almost didn't want to go in there and watch what those three were doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they were evil enough. I don't think they were strategic enough. I wanted more dexterisms from them. I wanted them to be really smart and horrible about them. But, no, I think they're a little bit too nice. I think they warmed to it at the end, but, no, they needed to be much nastier.
I thought they'd be a little bit more tactical. Let's talk about their nomination choices, actually. What did you make of the initial shortlist of Carol, Courtney and
Yeah, they
Ron?
all chose someone different. Louis said he chose Ron because he doesn't think he would get on with him. I don't think that's a really good enough choice. I'm wondering if Louis had his own preconceived ideas about Ron, and that's the reason why he made the choice. Because Ron didn't do anything in the house that would make you think he wouldn't get on with him. And then Lauren, she chose Carol. I also think there's a backstory on that, because she was very adamant, I'm going to choose Carol. And, you know, Carol's economist. Has Carol written something about Lauren before? And what's interesting, when Lauren entered the house, who was the first person she greeted? Was Carol.
Oh, yeah?
So you want to nominate someone,
Judas.
but you greet them. So she really was playing that Judas role. And as for Sophie, she nominated Courtney. I was wondering, what was that about? Was it a threat? But maybe she just felt that her voice was a bit screechy, because some people have complained about her voice.
Well, why did the Rican? Why did Ron get the boot instead? Or nominated instead?
Why did they choose Ron finally?
Yeah.
Because I think what Louis has done, because I wanted to see, I agree with Judy so much, a bit more power in that. You know, when they were given so much power, they could have utilised it a bit more. And I think Louis took control of that and said, right, let's just choose Ron.
He was the stronger.
They picked the right person as well. He's so dull. Judy, their acting skills, not that I'm biased or anything, their acting skills when they entered the house, the cult of the celebrity, pretty poor acting, wasn't it?
They were rubbish. I mean, it didn't help they came in through an ordinary door, but the first two, I mean, Sophie and Ron tried to look really casual about it. I mean, you're not casual going into Big Brother, are they? It was like, oh, here's a cake, and gave it to, and just walked away. I mean, Louis gave it a little bit of welly, didn't he? But, you know, by Louis' standards, that was very low-key, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I just, no, I think the others, you could just see them, even if they hadn't guessed beforehand. I think they pretty much saw there was something going on there.
Well, Mario got it.
Mario,
straight away.
Smart as paint, that guy.
Surprising us all the time. Dr. Pam, what did you make of Ron's reaction?
Oh, well, Ron, you know, had that little smile plastered on his face, but literally his, you know, the eyes don't lie. He had sort of tears kind of welling up. And what was fascinating was when Mario then immediately came over to kind of console him and we're seeing a budding alpha in Mario. I mean, who would think it? We expect him to be the Lothario. You know, he was straight in doing accents for Courtney when Courtney had asked Bruce to do, you know, an American accent. And, there, you know, Mario was straight in to do it. And so, you know, his reaction, Mario saw that Ron was in distress and took on a bit of that alpha role.
Well, that's interesting. We are going to have a little look about that because, like you said, Mario was quick to offer his condolences. Take a look at this.
Should have been you.
Oh, Ron.
You gotta find some better songs in the next case.
If you're not the wrong, I should be in Tenerife by Wednesday.
Ron, that's horrible. Like, I've got tears in my eyes.
Can we have a smoke now, big brother?
Judy, a lot of body language going on there. How did you interpret it?
Let me think. I mean, this is where Ron went from alpha to grandpa, didn't he? And if there's one thing, let me talk to you about Football Manager body language. They don't like losing, but they hate almost as much getting consoled by the rival team's manager. You watch them come up and they do power patting, and that's when they really, really get angry. So having somebody come up and just touch him on the shoulder like that, that wasn't good for his status. And later on, Mario put his arm around him as well. You just see Ron sitting there like seething inside.
Mario, surprisingly, you know, because he looks like an idiot, but potentially a new detective. No, he does, but he's potentially a new detective, Dan. Do you not think, though, the housemates would have at least seen some of the secrets and lies this summer and been a bit more suspicious, Dr. Funke?
I think Mario has gone in with a good game plan, you know, shifting away from him being this person that goes out to so many women. He's coming there and he's coming across quite intelligent. The other housemates, probably too busy doing other things, but I think Mario has watched this Big Brother very well and he's actually coming across like Dan. Is it a bad thing? I'm not sure. It might get a little bit irritating. We, the viewers, might say, stop it, just let the housemates enjoy themselves.
But the good thing about Mario is he wasn't a detective before we went in. So actually, he's not leaving anywhere at home. Today and tomorrow, they're actually going to pick 2 more housemates to join Ron in the public vote. So, Judy, who's next in the firing line?
I mean, if they're going to be strategic, they might pick Charlotte and Courtney because they're a hub for all the attention in the house. But, I mean, they might go for somebody that they think's been a little bit too on the strict side, like Vicky.
Oh, really?
Oh, Vicky's definitely a critical parent. I mean, she's getting people's backs up in there.
Oh, no. But she's from Accrington.
Oh, she's
I
lovely.
need to stay in just a little bit longer. Well, stay tuned because we'll have news on the cult selecting their second nomination later on. But before that, as we're 3 shows into possibly the greatest celebrity series of all time, I can say that now that Ryan's not here, I thought I'd celebrate by having a gander at an exclusive. Join me.
Hello, Louis.
Hello.
Louis, Big Brother wanted to talk to you about ringing the diary room door button. Big Brother appreciates that you did want to come and talk to Big Brother. However, Big Brother is very busy. So Big Brother can't always respond when the button is pressed. Right. So repeated pressing of the buzzer does not work.
Are you saying it annoys you because you're up there doing something else while we're here bored out of our
Louis,
tits?
Big Brother doesn't get annoyed. Big Brother, however, is very busy.
I am sorry, Big Brother. I think you're lying.
Likewise, Louis. When Big Brother calls you to the diary room, you should come to the diary room immediately.
It works both ways. You know, I'm busy as well. You know, you're saying you're busy, so you can't respond. If I'm in the middle of something, I can't drop everything just for you. That's just rude.
Louis, who's in charge?
I think maybe you are to a point, but when you... So if I was in the middle of having a shit and you called me, you expect me to get up without wiping my hoop and come straight here?
Delightful.
Oh, it wasn't delightful. Too much information, Louis. Well, we are here in the forum room together again.
together. Why aren't you looking at me?
Because I can't look at you.
Why?
I love you so much. I love you so much, but I just can't touch. I just can't touch.
Well, thank you for serenading me there, Ian. I didn't think that was going to happen. Who's on line one?
Lisa from Plymouth.
Lisa from Plymouth. Hello, what's your natter?
Hello, AJ.
Hello, are you all right?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I just want to say that I think Mario is a bit of a snake. I'm a bit aware of his looks that he gives people in the house.
Who's a bit of a snake? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, Mario?
Mario, right.
Yeah, I just don't like the way he gives people evil looks all the time. He's very condescending towards people. I just don't really like him.
He's got nice hair, though, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's known for his hair.
Well, he's got better hair than Abs, and I absolutely love Abs. I want to see him in the shower.
But Abs has got no hair.
I like Abs. I interviewed Abs years ago. He's a nice bloke. But I do have to ask, why does he talk like that?
I don't know.
It's silly, isn't it? It is silly, because he's like a middle-class lad, and he talks like that. He's a nice boy, but it's silly. It's silly.
Why does Courtney talk the way she does?
She's American. Let's move on to line 2. Thank you so much. Sorry to cut you short.
See you again. Bye-bye. Second caller, please.
We've got Jazz from Wolverhampton.
Jazz? Is that
Hi,
Jazz?
AJ, do you remember me?
Oh, I do. Are you the absolute nutter who thinks that Gina's an inspiration?
Yeah, I still love her.
Do you love her? Have you bumped into her now that she's out?
Oh, yes. No. She follows me on Twitter, so it's all good.
Oh, my word, amazing.
Wow.
Congratulations.
You made the big time. You made the big time. You're a star.
You smashed it. You are smashing it, Jazz. But what about this series? Are you enjoying the celebrity one?
Yeah, I just want to talk about, do you know Courtney? She got all booed when she walked in.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, could she have a turnaround like Gina did?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that could happen, you know, because the public change in a minute, don't they, really? And she could be my new inspiration, but not above Gina, of course. But,
not above Gina, but second.
Yeah,
Courtney...
it's going to happen, AJ.
It's going to happen, it is. What do you like about Courtney?
I think she's funny. I think she's going to put everyone in their place like Gina did. And to be fair, Gina should have won the other day.
Oh, shut up. We'll move on. For goodness sakes. She didn't. Thank you very much.
Jazz.
Line 3. Who's on line 3, please?
Aisha from Newcastle.
Oh, I love that name, Aisha. Hiya.
Hiya. I just wanted to say, you know, Ian, who's presenting the show with you tonight, I really like him. Like, it really makes me laugh, and it's really funny when he's on. And I don't really watch him when he's not on.
Please do write a letter of complaint to Channel 5 for my suspension last week, and let's see if we can sort that out. Thank you very much. You're very kind. What do you want to say?
Oh, Aisha, that's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, right, I really like Mario, and I just feel as though none of the girls are really suitable for him. And I just feel as though people are just prejudging him and stuff, and about his past. I think he's trying to make a change, and everyone's just saying he's a snake, he's this, and I think he's genuinely just trying.
So would you go there? You wouldn't be suspicious of him if he tried it on with you?
I think he's fine the way he is. He's not obviously he is the most attractive housemate, but I just think he's he hasn't got any game plan or any of that. And I like Charlotte as well. I think Louis is going to bring a lot to the house. And Arbs is nice as well.
I'm so sorry to cut you short when you've been nice about me, which happens so rarely these days. But we have to end it there. Thank you very, very much. I think there's some cracking people in there this year.
Yeah.
I think it'll potentially kick off.
Who are your favourites?
I love Carol. I think she's brilliant. And Louis Spence. I think he's going to be mental for the whole time. And I think he's going to kick off.
Which is what we want to see.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Brilliant.
Thank you, sir.
Still to come. It's the British Bulldogs versus the Yankee Doodle Dandies as we discuss US versus UK housemates. Plus, we'll be seeing what the fresh batch of celebrities have to say in the diary room.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
See you in a bit. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Psych, and once again, what a panel tonight. I mean, we've got vastly intelligent, supremely knowledgeable, expertly expert, and Ian Lee. Ian Lee. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Stop that. Now, Now, forget Superman versus General Zod, Batman versus the Joker, or should I say, Batman fans versus Ben Affleck.
Boo! Boo, Affleck, boo! Bring back that Michael Keaton.
Now, as it's the celebrity series, it's time to discuss the ultimate battle, UK versus US housemates. Still giggling. Here's how the special relationship has played out in previous series.
But you are the fakest one of the fakest people I've ever met.
I've got fake tits, and do you know what? I wasn't speaking about that. I wasn't talking about that. Absolutely.
I said your character is fake.
My fake tits.
Boo! Boo! For Casa Jack Daniels.
And I'm going to have one. That's what I'm going to do. It's so fucking self-servingly insane. I'm just not interested.
What am I doing wrong? I don't know what I'm doing.
Me, Christina, Nicola, and Denise were having a great time, and Denise decides to pull down my pants. So I want to leave. I'm ready to go now. I want to go home.
Fuck off back to America.
God save the Queen! God save the Queen!
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Oh, there we have it. I mean, Judy, why do US and UK housemates play it so differently?
I just think the Americans are at a different evolutionary stage to us. They're hardcore, you know. They don't just walk into a reality show, they live it. They want to be the Kardashians secretly. They will marry reality, they will have babies reality, their pets do reality. I mean, it's a complete lifestyle. And they know exactly what they're selling, whereas I think we just want to be liked.
Yeah, OK.
We just remember... We used to own that little island, and if we want to take it back, we can do any time. We're watching you, America.
Thank you. Political reference there. Amazing. Now, Dr. Pam, which Americans in the past have played it the best, in your opinion?
Well, first, if it's not obvious, I have a confession to make. I have a foot in both teams, you know, UK and USA passports.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the American way is all, you know, Spidey, the Sitch, the Michael Madsens. They go on in with the trait that, you know, that I would rate them highly on, which is self-entitlement. They would score way at the top of the register. And that means they feel they're entitled to anything good that happens in the house, the luxuries, the good end of the tasks, that sort of thing. So what we're seeing is that kind of, you know, that we normally expect to see that from the American housemates, that sort of high sense of, I'm entitled to the best.
So what are the UK ones like? Self-deprecating?
The UK ones, you know, the Americans are, you know, I want to put myself forward. The UKs are, I'm going to put myself down. You know, we have this thing about, you know, self-deprecation. Oh, I'm not really that good at my acting, and oh, I wasn't that great in Corey. But the Americans go, yeah, I had a rocking time in that role I did.
Interesting you mentioned the Brits being self-deprecating. Dr. Funky, I don't know if you've noticed, there has been a change in how Brits, not necessarily in the celebrity version, Gina and Dexter, they've been playing it more like the Yanks. Is this the Spidey effect?
Well, I don't know if it's a Spidey effect, and I think also the people that are going in as British housemates, remember the public like it when you don't show too much confidence. So if you're trying to get public vote, they will play that. Gina and Dexter were fantastic housemates. Not only were they entertaining, they took a different approach. And I think we're going to see more British housemates do that. And I don't think it's a bad thing for the Americans to go in and know what they want, because there's a sense of, well, not only entitlement, I know my position and I'm proud of it. So,
Julie, we mentioned Spidey. Do you think there's a chance that they, the housemates now might think that Dustin and Courtney could be playing that same game?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the ghost of Spidey is hanging over that house. I think they're looking at them with very shrewd. I think they've already started attacking them, actually. I think they're not going to wait for them to attack. I mean, what did he do? Ab's got his blooming little bunny rabbit and put it through the mango. I mean, you know, that was like something else. It's one of these horror films. They're not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think we're going to win this time.
All right, all right. Well, when deciding on who was the most famous in the house, Courtney shouted, "The Americans!" Dr. Pam, what does this tell us?
Well, see, a lot of people have been saying, you know, even say Sophie debating how sweet she was, that, you know, she's the sweetheart in the Jessica Rabbit physique, let's face it. But actually that revealed that sense of self-entitlement, where the very first thing that came into her mouth was, you know, we are going to be the most famous. And so, you know, that sense of entitlement, we've also seen in other behaviors of hers, you know, the screeching around, getting all, making sure everybody noticed her porn star slippers, getting Vicky to try them on, and then lying on the bed and just flipping her little, dainty little legs with those gorgeous little slippers as she thinks they are. And so, yeah, so we're just seeing a lot of entitlement from her.
Yeah.
Dr. funky. Courtney and Dustin, they're very different people, but surely just by the fact that they are both Americans, they'll form some sort of alliance, won't they?
Well, we're all looking about this alliance, and I think they're very different people. I can't really see them forming an alliance. Just remember what Dustin said. What is Courtney? What is her reputation? Yes. Who is she? He's an American and he doesn't even know who she is. So they've got nothing in common. If anything, they may clash. So we won't see that sort of tie of the American...
Who's going to come out on top between the two of them if they're not going to form an alliance?
I think don't underestimate Courtney. Everyone's saying Courtney this, Courtney that. I think she's gone through quite a lot in her life at the age of 16, marrying someone who was 50, gone through all the backlash. So she has got some backbone. So I don't think...
Well, you need a backbone to carry those, don't you? To be honest.
Why did I say that? Oh, God, that's...
When Carol... I made myself chuckle. Very, very happy. When Carol entered the house, Judy, she quickly pointed out she didn't know who Courtney or Dustin were. There is kind of an Atlantic divide, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first start of the battering. I mean, Carol got halfway down the steps and she just completely threw this bomb into them. I know who you are, I know who you are, I know who are you. I mean, she just didn't recognise them.
She's just doing what we're all doing at home. Oh, I like them. I used to watch them. Who on earth is that? That's what we all do, isn't it?
The thing with Celebrity Big Brother, it's all about hierarchy and pecking order, and she just smashed it completely. I absolutely crushed them. Then the bunny, and then Vicky even came up when she said to her, "You got lipstick on your teeth." I mean, that was it. Done and dusted.
Who's going to come out on top? Surely we can have a US winner.
Well, if I just think the British public, you know, voting for a US winner, it'll be nice to, you know, but I don't think that's going to happen.
We're going to see someone like Courtney who's irritating, but also interesting.
That's
it's the
right.
Dexter effect.
She might get to top 3.
You know, where she may well, because we, you know, you kind of have that equal balance between still wanting to see what she's going to do next.
I remember Spidey got to the final. They were second. Only a few percentage between them and
Spidey was second, Dexter was second.
The Americans don't get it. They don't get it. They come over here and they think it's going to be the Kardashians. They don't get it. They've not watched it. They don't know what the show is. They don't know what the game is. They don't get it.
Yeah, but they're getting paid and then
they're loving it.
House.
Exactly.
They just see it as a job. It's brilliant. That's why I love watching them.
Dustin, his game plan maybe just sail right under that wire, just like Sam did say, and do good things, you know, not get involved in a big conflict. You know, he's a smart guy.
Who's the next...
Sam who?
Our winner.
No. It was only a few days ago. Anyway, thank you all. They might only have been in the house for 50 hours, but it seems they have had plenty to say already. Here they are having a good old natter with BB.
How are you adjusting to British life?
I'm adjusting good. I love the British people. They're full of life. They're very colourful and vibrant, so I'm having a lot of fun. I love them.
I'm wasting away. I can't eat rice, and I don't... it's just, please, can we have some protein and some, like, healthy food?
Who are you getting on with the most?
I think everybody. I've obviously
I haven't got a bond with anyone that close yet where I could fart in front of them. Like, I feel like if I did need to fart, I'd have to come to the diary room to do it.
My name's not Les, that's, you know, Les is at Coronation Street on a coat hanger, but I just accept it now, and I just find it funny.
Now, the sink in the toilet downstairs, and I did notice it when we were down there, you don't have a push-up for the plug, and it isn't a plug that you put in and has a chain. So when you put water in it, the sink fills up, and you have to put your hand in dirty, scabby water and pull the plug up. Now, I mean, that can't happen because it's the only toilet there, and people have to wash their hands after they've gone to the toilet.
This woman walks into the bedroom and her husband's standing there with a hairdryer, blow drying his willy like that. And she says, "Oh, love, what are you doing?" And he says, "I'm just heating up your dinner." That's my favourite joke.
It's not about diamonds, Big Brother. It's about crystals, that's why I feel like I can see clearer. Like diamonds can turn a little bit dusty and maybe back into coal. Do you know what I'm saying?
I just learned how to make my first tea, so that's the American's done something, and that it's actually quite nice. I like it.
I thought you'd put a single girl in here for me to sort of not so much, I don't know, set anything up, but that something could, like, you know, I don't know, if you'd help me out, if you'd be my wingman. He let me down, brother. He probably let me down.
Big Brother would appreciate it if housemates only wore the dressing gowns when they're getting out of a shower or very last thing at night. You have got clothes with you.
Yeah, but I didn't want to wear them, Big Brother, because I'm so fat, look. That is not a belly to be unsure. Look, please look. That is a bad one.
Could we possibly have a cafetiere with some fresh ground coffee? Please. Thank you.
If people talking in the diary room is your kind of thing, why not give the news a go? It's just as good, and here it is.
Press play on the VHS.
My mum still uses her VHS to record this. At 10:48 this morning, housemates were having a lovely bit of vagina chat over breakfast, as you do.
Me too. It was delightful.
You know where your fanny smells like fishy? You get that odour. I've seen a programme on it, and it's where it's all the alkaline and the acid.
Yeast
where you
infection.
No, it's not yeast infection. It's where literally
chlamydia.
No, it's not chlamydia.
Herpes.
No, it's not herpes. It's not a STD. It's where you can wash too much and take all your natural like alkaline and acid out of your
take
doodah.
too much oil out of you.
So then it just starts to smell. So you have to stop cleaning it.
Doctors do say you can over clean your fandango.
Yeah.
There is no hope for these people.
Oh, yes, there is, Ian. Classy, not mushy.
It was a joke, only a small one, not that big. Now, whereas some housemates might be planning their next film, TV show or public appearance, at 11:48 this morning, Abs revealed his big plans for the future.
I think I want to get a hawk.
A hawk?
Yeah.
You gotta wear...
Yeah, proper.
Thick glove for that.
See myself, man, just out in the woods on a horse, got a hawk.
The falconer, just...
call me Birdman, you know what I'm saying?
Just comes in and lands.
Bad. So, but we'll see. As if all goes according to plan. I'll tweet ya. Got my hawk, dude.
Yeah.
They know, sweet.
The, uploading hawk videos to YouTube. Really many
Any
fears.
vegetables you don't like?
Vegetables?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
What, you good with everything?
Funny, I'm not a big mushroom guy. Not a big tomato.
So if I put a mushroom on your plate with a tomato, you'd freak out?
No, not freak out. I wouldn't eat it.
Trying to find your weakness, man.
Tomatoes, fruit.
Here, little fella. Come on. That's it. Easy there, little guy. Now, fly away. Be free. Be free.
That was fun. Finally, at 5:55 this afternoon, the Cult of Celebrity were making their next nomination. So far, Louis picked Abs and Sophie's picked Danielle for the shortlist. But who will Lauren pick?
This is Big Brother. Lauren, you should now choose one housemate to put forwards to face eviction. You should take the picture from the bottom window, place in one of the 3 green squares on the top window, and then return to the start and explain your reasons for your nomination.
You two are absolutely unbelievable. You just want the bed to yourself.
I mean, from what Ab said when we just did that task, and he said about everything that had happened and that this job was enabling him to, find somewhere to live and everything, I believe that's why he's in here. He's not here for any media coverage. He's a lovely, lovely man, but he's very insular.
For me, out of the 3, at this stage, I'm thinking Danielle, because she's got nothing. She's got a business.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a profile.
She's got a career. OK, I'll go Danielle.
Ooh, tune into the main show at 9 tomorrow to see how it all pans out. But if you can't wait that long, head to the website. And that's today's news. We're going this way.
Sorry,
yeah, we're going this way.
I've not been allowed to do this bit before.
I know you haven't.
Because of that court injunction. Well, it's because of that court injunction. I'm not allowed to go in the house, so
yes.
I'm in here. Hi,
exactly.
guys.
Hey, I mean,
Two Ians. Don't act like you've never seen each other before, you liars. Ian, what's going down in the world of BBI?
Well, I was going to tell you to find out the nomination result exclusively online, but you just said that, so I'll skip past that bit.
Sorry.
You can also see online exclusive footage from before the housemates went in that we shot. So if you've ever wanted to see a brand new improvised Les and Janice argument, or housemates shouting at a dummy of Rylan,
or
Charlotte from Geordie Shore doing a funny fart, you can see all that online.
Oh, God,
that was a hell of a day.
Who was recording that? I don't think I only did that over. Was it you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and the rest of my digital team. It was a great day. It was fantastic. I've got some tweets about... Have we got time for who's people's
Give me one tweet.
All right, well, Jack says, and he did this in an accent, so he said, Charlotte is the best one in their league. North East lass doing it in style.
That was brilliant. Thank you. And that's all we have time for, folks. Thanks to all of our guests. Rylan will be here tomorrow at 11:45 a.m. to supersise your Sunday. We'll see you then. Bye.
Later.